Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick. This is You Don't Scare Me, and today we're going to be taking a look at those videos that were contained within the rest of the compilation from the video yesterday. However, it's been about a week for me, so I have no idea where we left off. Let's get started.
Brothers Jake and Noah Bruce are investigating the old abandoned Liberty High School in the small town of Ohio City, Ohio.
So far as I can see, it's still standing and it's still abandoned. So I'll add it to the list and see if we can go check it out. But there are some accounts that seem to state that it's actually partially a residential property and that you can go through the abandoned section for a fee. So I'm starting to suspect some things, but let's see.
The giant 4-story school was built in 1914 and is said to be haunted by multiple ghosts. Visitors claim to have seen several spirits.
Well, seeing as how there's usually a record of deaths inside of a school, and if it's haunted, that means that somebody must have died in there, so maybe I can find the records on that, so I'll see if I can look that up.
Including the misty apparition of a young girl, a woman in white who roams the school hallways, and even the sinister, angry spirit of a man who took his own life right behind the school.
So it seems as though it's likely that they're going to start repairing. It states here on the SaveTheOldProperties.com that the cleanup and repair process has just begun. However, the STOP team, along with the community of Ohio City, is excited to see what the future holds for this treasured building that holds so many childhood memories. So it looks like it's under construction at this time. I found it on Google Maps. It's still standing, obviously. 2023. They've installed a lot of security cameras. So I'm going to guess that this video that we're about to watch is old. I don't know why I'm so intrigued by this building, but I am. I like it. Oh, and none of those deaths are recorded anywhere. So I'm pretty sure it's all made up. As usual.
So Jake and Noah find bits of paranormal evidence here and there. Strange noises and weird voices on their spirit box.
Dude.
That was boom, 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 boom. That was running. That was running.
Dude. Dude.
Disappeared.
It's very likely that there's other people in the building with them. Back when I was a kid, when I was like 14 years old, there was a factory behind my house. It was called the Gummed Shoes Paper Factory, or Gummed Papers. It was a historical building that was erroneously torn down. Somebody faced a lot of fines for tearing it down, but it was right behind the house that I used to live in. I used to live in a little court, low-income housing. It's called McHardy Court. If you've been or know of Brampton and you know of McHardy Court, I grew up in the hood. That, and I used to live next to Ardglen Court. If you're from the greater Toronto area, you know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. Yes, it was closed down and then abandoned and then torn down. But before it got torn down, I went in there. There was also there was a whole bunch of houses that were torn down on Main Street. That back in like 2004, 2005, we went in all those houses. That was wild, because basically they walked up, knocked on the door and said, you guys have to evacuate these houses within like a month. We're going to tear it down. So like a lot of people, they didn't even bring their stuff. They just took what they cared the most about and then left. It was all still in there. So it was really weird. I know this might seem extremely strange. I'm supposed to be debunking ghost videos, but I decided I would look up like things that are going on in Brampton. I lived there for 30 years of my life. And I just found out that they tore down old Heritage Theater. Ugh. That makes me sad.
So guys, we are going to... Has this been on? What was that? What the actual was that?
They don't find much evidence of paranormal activity. But later, as the two brothers split up and Jake goes to do an EVP session in the school's basement, something happens that is absolutely terrifying. But it's not what Jake expects. No.
Yeah, it's probably just animals. I mean, it's an abandoned structure, so you get animals. Animals, they build nests. It's a safe place. It's out of the rain. It's warmer than outside. So they move in and they build nests, and then they walk around, and then when people come in, they run and make noises. It explains the footsteps, and it explains the crashing and stuff like that as they're knocking things down, as they're running away from you, who have now invaded their home.
Not at all.
What the hell is this thing? Like, it sounds like one of those things that smokers who had their vocal cords removed due to throat cancer that like press it into their throat, but it's like an ovulus or something.
Jake! Oh my god, Jake! Was that inside? Yeah. Shh. Get down here now. Now get down here, dude. No, you come with me, bro. That was on my level. Call the cops on my phone now. Call the cops. Call the cops.
I mean, they're definitely actually scared, but I don't think calling the cops is going to help you very much because you're trespassing. Or are there not laws around entering abandoned buildings? I mean, it's technically it'd be the property of the government, so yeah, you're trespassing. I don't think calling the cops is a good idea. Furthermore, nothing illegal's happened outside of you trespassing on this property, so I wouldn't recommend that either. In addition to that, now it seems likely that there are other people in the building who are trying to scare you away. Once again, like abandoned buildings are endearing. It's a lapel de vide, it's the call of the void. You want to enter the scary abandoned structure. It calls to you, the darkness calls to us. So we go and explore these spaces. I don't think anything violent is happening to them right now. So there's let's see.
Just get down.
As Jake is doing his investigation, real gunshots ring out from somewhere in or around the abandoned school.
That was gunshots.
Oh. It sounded more like somebody banging on the wall than, gunshots. I mean, I'm gonna have to take their word for the idea that they were gunshots, because it didn't translate that well through the audio. Did it not just sound like somebody banging on a sliding door? Like a loose wall panel? Bang, 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 rattle, rattle. I don't know. Let's see. It wouldn't be possible to recreate this without having access to a firearm, and I'm in Canada, so that's relatively impossible. But again, even though I've listened to it now again an additional 10 or 15 times, I still don't think those sound like gunshots. It sounds like rattling wall panel.
Those gunshots are serious. Just sit down. Turn the light off.
PARANORMAL, emergency, emergency.
I'm at the old Liberty High School. There's shots fired. Please come here quick.
Are you guys in a safe spot right now, buddy?
Kind of, but not really. No, we just heard the gunshots right outside, and I ran up here, and then we hear them entering. Or it sounds like it.
Okay. Where does it sound like the shots came from?
Outside by on the north side.
I'm not an expert with calling the police. Okay? But I've called the police a few times, maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. It's never rang that much. But that's neither here nor there. Whatever. You know, local dispatch offices might have different call volumes and times that they let it ring or whatever. The second thing is that they left the phone, that they've got the phone on speaker, specifically so that you can hear it. Were this an actual emergency situation, they wouldn't have it on speaker. Because you cannot control when the other person speaks. So, if somebody was to be sneaking around and then the dispatcher goes, "Are you still there?" You're dead. So, wouldn't you keep it on the handset and have it quiet? Furthermore, I want to let you know that the text that says 911 isn't typically that large on an iPhone, so it seems like it's more likely that they've called a specific contact in their phone that they named 911.
Eventually, the local sheriff's department arrives on the scene to investigate.
Put your hands up. Pull a stick. Yeah. Thank you all. Yep. We go over here.
You guys armed at all?
No, we have nothing.
Are you the callers?
Yes, yeah, we are.
So what happened?
Well, we're
Back here.
in here filming a ghost video of all things, and I was kind of standing down here in the cellar, and it sounded like it had to have been like in this parking lot, just like 7 shots. So I ran up to him where he was up in the gymnasium, and we just heard like rattling on the door, and that's when we were like, yeah, we should probably call.
But now,
I feel like I should remove everything I just said because clearly there's police officers outside. So I suppose everything I said was wrong, but I reserve the right to be wrong, and it's all part of the process, and that's why I'm leaving it in. Regardless of that, I guess this can turn into a PSA. If you're trying to hide from a gunman, the last thing you want to do is keep your phone on speaker.
this is when things get really weird. So Jake and Noah are outside, but their static cameras are still in the school and are still filming as the policemen head inside. The officers don't find any armed gunmen, but they do find, something.
Sheriff's office, if you're in here, make yourself known.
This might be a big stretch, but something is just not adding up here. The vibe is off. It's almost like these guys aren't responding to an actual call, and they're just family members who happen to be police officers. When they were calling them, he like turned his phone away, and they cut away the moment when he actually dialed 911. It rang too many times, and then when the police got there, they're not like, things aren't adding up. They're not acting the way that they should be acting. If a situation was, if it was a phone call where they stated that there was gunfire, the police would have to show up. It would seem like it's not adding up. This is not real. They're not acting right.
I heard something, and then I saw something. Bro, I saw that.
It's not adding up. These are not real. I don't know if they're real police officers, but this is fake. The vibe is totally off. Do you feel that too? Do you feel like this is just not correct? This isn't real.
There's nobody in there, but there's something in there.
Are you serious? For real?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what?
Let me just.
For real?
So right there on the second floor,
Yes.
we were looking this way. Oh, I heard pitter patter, like that, along the, what would that be? The east wall.
Yeah.
And then he hears it at the end of the hallway. And as I'm taking my light down, I see something go. Like,
No
dark.
way. Are you guys dead ass?
Swear.
Do you have body
And they're
cam?
like, no. But
This is fake. Right? This is gonna be a really bad, really weird video for you guys. The primary thing is that we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen anything. And the police aren't canvassing the area, searching for shooters, searching for shell casings. When they entered the building, there's only 2 of them, even though they were saying there were shots fired. 2 police officers don't typically respond. They have 2 different cars, which means there's 1 police officer per car, and they both responded at the same location. But I feel like there should be 4 police officers. I mean, they called because there was a shooting. And why would there be a shooting if not to shoot at someone? And there is a residential property literally on the other side of the school. There's a little street, the school's here, and behind you, there's residential properties. Why didn't they call the police too if they heard the gunshots? They would have heard they would have heard the gunshots. These 2 police officers are not acting correctly. They're not acting normal in this situation. Ghosts are not. This is incredibly unprofessional, totally non-standard, totally not by the book of what I should expect from a law enforcement agent. This shit's fake. I can't point at any one specific thing and say that's why it's fake. But the vibe is totally fucking off. And that makes this fake to me. And if you agree, hit the like button and subscribe. But we haven't seen any ghosts. Or anything that can only be explained by ghosts. Sure as shit, not the firearm or the gunshots. That's not a ghost.
we were talking about you guys. We're like, let's just black out for a second. So we went completely black in there. And all of a sudden we heard movement behind us and we just ran.
For real?
Because there's nobody in there.
Okay. Dude.
I've never seen anything like that before.
No.
That's actually scared me.
Good luck.
The police officers turned off their fucking flashlights in the building? Now I know it's fake. Gunshots. That's why you're here. You turned off your flashlights? Either these are the two dumbest police officers on the goddamn planet, or they're not even real police officers. Is there an open carry thing in Ohio? Can you just carry around firearms on your belt? Because if that's the case, then they're dressed as police officers. Shit, man. If I was, oh, this is fake.
Damn. All right, well, great.
So if you guys need anything else or hear anything else,
Yeah.
preferably if it's a human being, let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we appreciate you guys checking. Thank you guys so much.
They didn't even check. And these two kids are trespassing. They're trespassing. These aren't real police officers.
So, while Jake and Noah didn't seem to find any ghosts in the old abandoned Liberty High School, apparently the Ohio City Sheriff's Department did see something.
There's nobody in there, but there's something in there.
Something that they just can't explain.
Dude, what the is happening? The cops saw a ghost. Yeah, I don't know. Guys, we're gonna get out of here as fast as we can. When in the history of paranormal have you seen cops on camera run out of a damn building and say good luck and leave? Yeah.
Okay, let's review. You heard gunshots. You screamed. Ran for your friend. Put the phone on speakerphone. And then called the cops. But the number was too large. It was a contact on your phone. Okay? The police officers are wearing fucking sneakers, which, I don't know, maybe. It doesn't seem right to me either. The fucking sound of the gunshots didn't even sound like gunshots. They sounded like somebody banging on a wall, or like a speaker or something. I've got notes. Those weren't cops. Like, straight up, those were not fucking cops. My notes are crap. The cops didn't ask for the recording showing where the fucking gunshots were in the video. You know what I mean? There was no investigation. They just showed up, walked inside, giggled around, and then came back out and said, all right, no worries, never mind, bye. We're like, hey guys, we're in there recording a ghost video and we heard gunshots. It's like, oh, you were recording? Can you play the gunshots for me? Let me get my notebook and start writing this down. This is still... You called the police. The police show up. They have to file paperwork for this because they showed up to a scene where somebody was saying that there were gunshots. Impersonating an officer is a crime, by the way, in every place. That's pretty much it. Those weren't real cops. That wasn't a real situation. Those weren't real gunshots. They cut the video on the way to their friend, so they probably like kicked the wall. The other guy probably kicked the wall right to his left a couple of times, and that was the gunshot sound. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Watch this video or this playlist here. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Goodbye. I wonder how the thumbnail is going to turn out for this one.